Correct. So now, since we're done with our introduction, we'll get into the first part of unit number 1. We're not planning to cover a lot today. We'll finish the class by around 10:30. That is another 20 minutes from now. We can finish the unit. I'm going to give you the first trick in getting a really good A-level result. Listen very, very carefully to this. So along the way, I will give you more and more tips, because otherwise it will take me 2 hours to give you all the tips. The first tip to get A-levels done properly, applicable not just for econ, for all the subjects. Okay. Tip number 1 is, when your teacher is teaching, maybe me, maybe your other tuition teachers, maybe your school teachers, listen very, very, very carefully. When a teacher is teaching something for the first time, they usually go very slowly. So your target has to be, when the teacher teaches, the very first time itself, you need to get it in your head. If you didn't understand, ask a question and get it clarified, and somehow get it into your head the very first time. If you're in an online class, during the 2-hour class, keep your phone aside. If you're on your phone on Zoom, that's okay. If you're on your laptop or a computer, don't meddle your phone. Have that discipline for the 2 hours. Keep your phone aside. If you're on a physical class, during that 2 hours, don't keep talking and giggling with your friend. Don't fall asleep. Okay, even in school, same story. In class, listen carefully. After class, do whatever you want. Have fun, go out with your friends, go for a movie, play a sport. That's up to you. But when a teacher is teaching, forget about everything else. You need to give your fullest attention. Get it into your head the first time. That is the biggest rule of getting A-levels done. If you just come for a class for the sake of coming, during the 2 hours of class, you're spending time in your phone, scrolling Facebook, Instagram, replying to WhatsApp. If that is what is happening, you're just wasting. Now, I know I will give the recording also. Some of you will be like, I'll come to class also. If I don't understand, I'll watch the record. Why are you wasting time? Come to class, listen carefully in that 2 hours, get it into your head. After that, during the week, do anything you want. That has to be your strategy. So we'll see how many of you all can apply this today. So I'm going to do a very small part, not much, from the basics. I will be doing a very small part, and then I'll be putting you all into the deep end. I'll be putting you all to do 2 A-level questions. Question number 2014, question number 1, and 2021, a very recent paper, question number 1. If you listen very carefully, you can get these 2 MCQs correct. So we'll see how many of you all listen and get it correct. Okay, so challenge starts now. If you can get the A-level paper correct by just learning for half an hour today, brilliant. Because just imagine to do this A-level question. I told you, I cover the syllabus 5 times. You will learn in school also. You have 2 years to learn to do this question. If you can do it in 30 minutes of learning, that means you're brilliant. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see how many of you all end up brilliant. No pressure though. Even if you get it wrong, that's okay. You have 2 years to learn this now. We'll see. Right. We'll start off with something called economic behavior. What is economic behavior and how does it work? Lamai, if you take people, we have needs and wants. So remember, now I'm not going to teach you what is needs and wants. You all would have learned those, right? So in order to satisfy these needs and wants, we do certain things, no? To satisfy our needs and wants, we do certain things. That's what you call economic behavior. I'll come to that. Now, if you take our needs and wants, some of our needs and wants are physical needs and wants. We need food. We need clothing. We need a nice house to live. Those are physical needs and wants. We also have mental needs and wants. Things like what? Things like love, affection, feeling respected. Those are what? Mental needs and wants. So, needs and wants, there are physical needs and wants. So, physical needs and wants are what? Are the needs and wants that can be fulfilled by what? That can be fulfilled by the consumption of goods and services. So, when you buy goods and services, when you consume goods and services, you can fulfill your physical needs and wants. For example, if you buy a t-shirt or a denim, you can fulfill your need for clothing. If you buy some food to eat, you fulfill your need for food. So by consuming goods and services, if you can fulfill a want, that's called a physical need or want. What are mental needs or wants? Now, mental needs and wants, Lamai, cannot be directly fulfilled by consuming goods and services. Now, for example, if you buy a packet of rice or you buy some shorties, do you get love? Do you get respect? Do you get kindness? No. So you can't fulfill those by what? Cannot be directly fulfilled by the consumption of goods and services. Those are what we call mental needs. So there are physical needs and wants, mental needs and physical needs and wants can be fulfilled by what? By the consumption of goods and services. Mental needs and wants cannot be directly fulfilled by consuming goods and services. So, love, kindness, those and all you can't get. So, then, Lamai, in economics, which one do you think we talk about? Do we talk about fulfilling our physical needs and wants? Or do you talk about fulfilling our mental needs and wants? Which one is economics about? Economics is about, Lamai, sadly, the physical needs and wants. We won't be talking about how to find love, how to find a girlfriend, right? How do you approach your crush? What do you do when you're heartbroken? Those mental needs and wants, sadly, in economics, we don't learn. So we will talk about how to fulfill our physical needs and wants. So then, Lamai, here see, look at this line. Here they say, the activities and behavior performed by people to fulfill the physical needs and wants of a society using limited resources is called economic behavior. Don't memorize any of these definitions. Okay. Don't worry about memorizing anything. Okay. And another problem that some of you all come and tell, now you all will not have this now. Like 1 year later, some of you all will come and tell, sir, I studied, sir, but I can't remember. I studied, sir, but I forget. No, sir, what do I do? You have not studied, you have memorized. When you memorize, you forget. When you memorize things, you forget. That is natural. That's normal human behavior. And I'll tell you, my memory is one of the worst memories. But I'm still among the top 15 in the island in A-levels. You ask me, now let's say I go to watch a movie 2 days ago. You ask me, sir, what happened in the film? I can't remember what to tell. So actually my memory is so bad. And even phone numbers, I know my phone number. I know my mother's phone. Those are the only 2 phone numbers I have memorized. I don't know my father's phone number by heart. I don't know any of my friends. I don't know my sister's phone number by heart. So my memory is actually very bad. So memorizing things is not what I want you to do. You need to understand things logically. So understanding is what is important. So don't memorize anything. Now, when you memorize, you forget. So some of you all always tell us, sir, I study, sir, but I forget. You didn't study and forget. You memorized that forgot. So going forward, we won't memorize. We will logically understand stuff. So what is economic behavior? Economic behavior is the activities, the behavior that we perform to fulfill our physical needs. What are physical needs? needs that you can fulfill by consuming goods and services. No, the behavior that we do to fulfill our physical needs and wants using limited resources. What is this limited resources? I'll come to it in a while. Is what we call economic behavior. So, what kind of activities do we do, Lamai? We engage in production activity, distribution, consumption. All of that is a part of economic behavior. Yes, Lamai. I say every economic activity considered in economics is related to production, distribution, and consumption of goods. These are three main things. What are the three main activities? You produce goods, you distribute, like you send it to the retailer, to the wholesaler, and you consume those goods. Those are the three main activities. Then the subject of economic study is how society acts towards fulfilling their wants by consuming goods and services, and how they make decisions to live a better life. Now, I don't memorize these, huh? Don't worry about this. We will learn all of this in detail. Unit number 1 is called Introduction to Economics. So, all the things that is there in the syllabus, we will learn small parts in basic. So, how does this work? Details of it, we don't need to learn now. We are just learning the basics, podda of everything. Like we are learning like the alphabet. We are learning ABC. The advanced stuff we will learn in the future. Okay, so just for you all to have in mind, what are the two things? There is physical needs and wants, mental needs and wants. Which of this does economics focus? Economics focuses on fulfilling the physical needs and wants. So what is economic behavior? The activities that we do to fulfill our physical needs and wants. So what kind of activities? Production, distribution, and consumption. That's all that you have to know for now. Is that okay, Lamai? Let me know if that is fine. I'll do this part and then we'll go into a past paper direct. Okay? And then today's part is done. Alright. Then we'll come to what is economics. What is this definition of economics, Lamai? What is this subject about? Please, can you all tell me, if we take human wants, limited or unlimited? Human wants, are they limited or are they unlimited? What can we say? Human wants are limited or unlimited? We say human wants are unlimited in nature. We say human wants are unlimited. So now, for example, wants are unlimited. Now, if you ask, what are my wants? I will say, I want one of the latest iPhones. I will say, I want a very good computer. I want one of the latest vehicles. I want a very nice house with a pool and a gym and everything. So I have unlimited wants. Can you tell me, to fulfill those unlimited wants, what about the resources I have? Think of money as resources. What about my resources, Laman? Are they also unlimited or are they limited? The resources I have to satisfy my wants. Now, for resources, we'll think of money. We'll go into detail later. What do you think about my resources? I want a house, I want a car, I want a PlayStation, I want this, I want that. But the resources that I have to fulfill these wants are limited neither. So the resources that we have are limited. So then, what is economics? Lamai, economics is using your limited resources. How do you properly make choices? How do you properly make decisions? And how do you satisfy most of your wants that you have? So, how do you properly manage your limited resources? The money, whatever resources, how do you properly manage those limited resources? And then how do you make proper choices according to that? And how do you try to satisfy your unlimited wants is what is economics about. So what is economics? You see, Lama, economics is about, we'll go to second definition, then come to the first definition. You see, economics is a science, Maravadi. Now, we didn't want to do science, that's why we are doing commerce. What is science? Lama, when we say science, we say economics is a social science. A social science. Now, things like biology and all, those are natural science. Don't learn those. That is, bio people will learn. We say economics is a science. What science? Social science. What is a social science, Lamai? A social science studies about human behavior. So in economics, what do? We study about human behavior, about what? How? You see, studies about how unlimited human wants. Now, we have limited wants. We want so much of different things, no? You just think you will say, I want a nice girlfriend also. You have unlimited wants. How do you satisfy those unlimited wants? Through what? Through the limited resources you have. So with the limited resources you have, how do you make proper choices? How do you make the best choice? And how do you satisfy your unlimited wants? That is what you call economics. See, there is another definition. You see, the first definition is saying subject which studies. So economics, we say the subject which studies the relationship between scarce resource. What is scarce resources? Limited resource. Scarce means limited. Yeah, I told you, limited resource. The subject that studies about scarce resources with alternative uses. What is alternative uses? Now, if you take your money, your resource, your limited resource, you have so much of users, no? Now, with 2,800 rupees, what can you do? You can pay January class fee. You can go and watch a movie with a friend. You can buy food. You can, let's say, go out and buy some clothes. So, with your limited resources, you have so many users, no? With the 2,800, you can do 100 different things. So then how do you, with those limited resources that have different users, how do you satisfy all your human wants? That is what economics is about. So just to summarize once again, what is economics? Economics is a subject, or we say it's a social science that studies about what? That studies about how people satisfy their unlimited wants with what? With the limited resources they have. Those limited resources have different users. So with the 2,800 rupees you have, you can do 100 different things or different users. So how do you make proper choices? Choices is important. How do you make proper choices? And how do you satisfy all your wants is what we call economics. There's a question, do you get a separate book for each one? You get a tute, Lamai. I don't know if you got the tute. I will send the tutes for the next set of students also on Monday. You will get a file. In the file, you will get the printed version of these tutes. Okay? Now, that's the thing. Is that okay? Yes. Some basic idea. Have those key things I told in mind. Unlimited bonds, limited resources. How do you make proper choices? That is what economics is about. So with this in mind, I will now don't feel bad even if you get it wrong. If you get it right, feel very proud of yourself. Okay. I am now going to put you straight to the deep end. Okay. Now see, this is like in a class I taught you all how to swim. I told you, turn your hand up and down like this. It will work. And now what I do, I directly put you to the deep end. I don't even put you to the baby pool or the shallow end. I'm directly putting you to A-level paper. Now this is the paper that you will do, not now, 2 years from now. After learning syllabus 5 times, learning in school, studying 100 times, the paper that you will do, so I'm directly putting you there. That's why I'm saying I'm going to directly put you to the deep end. So we'll see whether you were listening during the last 25 minutes. We'll start with the 2021 question and then we'll go to the 2004. We'll see whether you were listening carefully. Be very careful, the answers are tricky. There will be close answers. If I have not talked about anything, that can't be the answer. Remember the keywords that I talked about. We'll see if you were listening. I want all of you all to give me an answer on the chat box. Yeah, I will read the question for you. No hurry. Usually, for the paper, Lamai, I didn't tell the times. No, for paper 1, 50 MCQ paper, you get 2 hours. For paper 1 in your A-level paper, you get 2 hours. So 50 MCQs, 120 minutes. So 120 minutes means per MCQ, you can take 2 minutes, a little bit more than 2 minutes also. 50 MCQs, 120 minutes, 2 hours. Right, we'll see. A more complete short definition of economics would be that economics is the study of what? Right, so far I've got some nice answers, good. Study of how employment opportunities in the society would be created to make citizens better off. How countries trade goods and services in global marketplace. How goods and services are provided without damaging the environment. How unlimited resources are allocated among limited ones. Unlimited resources, limited ones. Last one is saying how scarce resources, scarce means limited, are allocated to satisfy unlimited ones. Which one do you think? Directly into A-level paper. Always remember, Lamai, whether if you understood something or not, always compare yourself with the A-level paper. If you can do a A-level paper, that means you have understood. That is the paper you will get. So far, I have around 25 answers. Others, you want to give me an answer? Right, I have around 30 answers now. And I'll tell you the good news, all the answers I have are correct. I think this is the first time I have all the answers. Right, a few answers I have is wrong. 90% of the answers I have are correct. So which one? Our answer is Lamai. Which one? Our answer is the, okay, 4th and 5th are very close. Which one is more correct? 1, 2, and 3 are cut off, Lamai. Now 1, 2, and 3 talks about something else. Resources, wants, they don't talk about. 4 and 5 talks about resources and wants. Be very careful which one is limited, which one is unlimited. Is the resources limited or the wants limited? Be very careful between 4 and 5. So which one is our correct answer? Number 5, no? Here. Scarce resources. Resources are limited. How do you use that to satisfy your unlimited wants? Because the 4th one is also very, see how they trick you. 4th one also talks about resources and wants. But you see, in the 4th one, they have said unlimited resources. We don't have unlimited, and they have said limited wants. No, our wants are unlimited. See, 4th one looks very similar to the 5th one. Now, when you're reading and going, Tangali, you will put that as answer. But be very careful. So, I mean, almost all of y'all, except I think a few, around 3 or 4 people, except for them, everyone else got it right. Is that okay? That's one of the latest A-level papers now. Latest paper is 2022, the year before. Fine. Can handle. Okay. We'll go to another one. We'll see whether you was listening. And coming to 2014. 2014 question number 1. Remember, 1 MCQ is 2 marks, okay? You have 50. You have 50 MCQs like this in your paper. Your paper has 50 MCQs, paper 1. Okay, we'll see. Economics is the study of scarcity of resource. Scarcity means resources are scarce. I'll come to what is scarce, okay? And full employment, scarcity of resources and production, scarcity of resources and choice, scarcity of resources and efficiency, scarcity of resources and substitutability. What did I tell economics is about? I told you there are limited resources. I told you there are unlimited bonds. You have to make some proper what to satisfy those. Think. Most of you have got it right. Others, right or wrong, that's okay. We are here to learn. Give an answer. That's okay. Even if you are not listening, give me an answer. That's right or wrong, that's okay. This is the first paper that we are doing. Some of you all will get it right, some of you all will get it wrong. That's natural. No. We can't change those. So what is the most correct one? There can be very close answers. So the most correct one is, okay, I'll cut off some unwanted answers. Substitutability, we didn't speak about nonsense like that. Full employment, we didn't speak about anything like that. We talked a little bit about production. We talked about choice. Even efficiency, we didn't say anything. No, both is also. What is the most correct one? Most correct one is number 3. Study about scarce resources and funds. So, with your limited resources you have, how do you properly make choices? And how do you try to satisfy your unlimited wants? That is what economics is about. The next closest answer is 2. So we talk about, remember, under economic behavior, we talk about production, consumption, distribution. That's where some of you all would have got a little confused. But that is not definition for economics. So answer is number 3. Okay. How many of you all at least got one correct? At least one means 50% you were somewhere listening. If you've got both correct, brilliant. If you got both wrong, that means you were not listening. At least one correct means you were listening, you are somewhat okay, no problem at all. Both correct, perfect. That means you were properly listening. Now I see, I didn't make the question easy for you all to feel good, okay? These are A-level actual questions. I didn't make the question easy to so that you will feel good. I know economics. No, these are actual questions that came in your paper. If you have a past paper book or even in the past paper tute I gave you. In the past paper tute, you see 2011, it starts with the 2011 MCQs. Go to 2014, question number 1. This question should be there. Go to 2021, question number 1. This question should be there. These are actual paper questions that came in your A-level paper. So I never make questions easy just to make you feel good. So that is where I will end today's part. So you have nothing much to study this week. So take around 15 minutes. Just go through what we have done. I will send the next set of tutes on Monday. Now, some of you all, I have sent it before. You all have not answered the phone. So please, if you have a missed call, the courier company number, they'll call from an unknown number. Driver will only call. I also don't know what number. Different districts, different drivers are there. They will call from a number. I'm hoping in the Google form you give 2 numbers also. Please give 2 numbers. Maybe your number, mother's number, father's number, even your neighbor's number is okay. Because before giving the tute, delivering the tute, they will call you. They will call to confirm, are you at home? So, and then they will ask for directions, how to come and all. So, only then they will come and give the tute number. If you don't answer the phone, they will try around 2-3 times. After, they will return the tute back to me. So, courier charge will be 360. Any place in the island will be 360. So, when you get the tute, some of you will get a message also. When the tute is dispatched, you get a message. They will come. They will hand over the tute to you. You pay the courier charge of 360 and you can collect the tip. So if there is a missed call, please call back. Please call back. If there are any issues, don't feel scared, Lama. Just drop me a text. If let's say you have missed a call or they said they can't deliver, if there's a missed call, don't drop me a text. You call back and see. If they say something like can't give or something, you always drop me a text. Don't worry at all. Even if something happens, I'll at least send you a new tip. Don't worry. Anything, text on the group, drop me a text personally. No problem. We are still figuring out little by little. We'll get it done. Okay. So that part is done. Now, next week, Lamai, we will do from here onwards. From next week onwards, at the end of every class, we have a quiz. We have a what? Small test. So this week, nothing much no test. That's why I didn't have a quiz. Now, from next week, what we learned today and what we learn next week, there is a small MCQ quiz. It's a fun game. It's a game kind of a thing where you will get points. Whoever who gets the highest point, I'll give you all a reload also. Okay. So you have one. So go through and count. Yes, there will be a count. Yes, for now, that is it. I'll see you all next Sunday, same time. Recording of this class within 24 hours. I will upload. Since this is the first class, I'll put it on YouTube. Since the website no one has access yet, no, I'll put it onto YouTube and I'll send the link on the class group by tonight. If you missed it, you can book. Yes, so that is where I will end. If anyone has a question, stay and clarify. If not, I will see you all next Sunday. Hopefully, you all will get your tutes this week. See you and have a nice night. Okay, guys.